Alright, so I'm early this morning because we have a guest coming in, and I usually like to get this stuff out of the way before they pop in because seeing somebody bottom of the screen makes me a little nervous while I'm reading. So here we go, you guys. It's 1 Corinthians 12:31, and then 1 Corinthians 13:5. Eagerly seek the better gifts, but now I will show you the best way of all. I may speak in the tongues of men, even angels, but if I lack love, I have become merely blaring brash, or a cymbal clanging. I may have the gift of prophecy, I may fathom all mysteries, know all things, have all faith, enough to move mountains, but if I lack love, I am nothing. I may give away everything that I own. I may even hand over my body to be burned. But if I lack love, I gain nothing. Not proud, rude, or selfish, not easily angered, and it keeps no record of wrongs. So, now we're talking about that. Anywho, let's see what she got to say, you guys. Oh my goodness. How are y'all doing this morning? I'm tired. The last time I came to 1 Corinthians 13 when reading my Bible, I kind of wanted to skip it. I mean, good grief. I've read it or heard it 10,000 times. She's not lying. You probably have too. But the verse leading up to the famous passage caught my eye. Paul makes a pretty big promise. I will show you the most excellent way. Not a really good way, not even a great way or an excellent way, but the most excellent way. It seems like we should probably pay attention. What follows that eye-catching statement is a list of activities that are not the most excellent way. Why did she say that? And what Paul includes would have surprised his audience. His language may not be familiar in our cultural context, but to a first century Christian, it would have sounded like highlight reel of talents. Paul's speech would have left his audience feeling the same way that a scroll through social media can for you. Everyone else is so much smarter, prettier, and more talented. Yet Paul says all those things you think are so impressive, none of them matter without love. God isn't impressed by our personal accomplishments. He is more interested in our relationships, in how well we love one another. The most excellent way to live, it turns out, is by being patient, kind, humble, and selfless towards others. Living at your limit, running frantically from one obligation to the next, is not the best strategy for becoming patient, kind, or selfless. So if God's priority for us is to love one another, let's start by making some breathing room for the one another's we love. I like this. This was good. This was really good. So anyways, I am super early for real, like super early. Because I told the person 5:30, and so I have to wait a little bit, you guys. So in between time, what I'm going to do is go ahead and answer the questions for myself with you guys, and then he will pop in and we will interview him and he will answer the questions, and we'll see from his perspective what the answers are to these questions, which should be fun, I think. And then when I see him pop in, I will share this thing. Anyways, hopefully he gets up because it's early. Okay. Oh, Lord. It says day 1 activity, prioritizing people. Today's verse reminds us that the world's definition of success is not God's definition of success. It is possible you are chasing the wrong one. I learned this uh, maybe like 2 years ago that um, what success really meant. And it was a harsh reality because um, when you go to school and you're learning, you're learning to get a career so that you can have the things you want, so that you can be happy, right? That's the American dream. And when you start getting the things that you thought would bring you the happiness and the peace and the things that you wanted, you realize if you don't have anybody to share it with or anybody that you love around you, that it just really isn't worth it. Um, so I always say, like, the things that I like to see is there's people in third world countries that don't have real houses, or they don't even have floors in their houses, and they have some of the strongest love and faith that I've ever seen. It's just so pure and so beautiful to see. Sometimes we have to have that. We need to have that. If I don't have anything, as long as I have, a set of poor people that I know love me, then I'm okay, right? That's different. That's a different type of love. Okay. So then the first question is, what is one activity or accomplishment you're really proud of? Um, I put successfully running my own business and now becoming, just a full-on entrepreneur with the ability to really invest in my kid and be a mom. Oh, he's there. All right, you guys. So I'm going to he's going to introduce himself, okay? Because I'm pretty sure he could do that better. I am going to put up something. Are you ready? Are you sure you're ready?
What's up?
Good morning.
How you doing? Good morning. Good morning. Good morning.
I'm shocked that you made it. Like,
I'm
I am.
shocked too. It's all written in my face. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you're like, I am like really up this early. Like, this is crazy.
Oh,
All
yeah,
right, so
you're
go
you'll be the
ahead.
first person. Yeah. First, I like to before I introduce myself, I like to say she's probably the first one to get me up this early if I'm not clocking in. So congratulations to you on that for waking me up.
Thank
Yeah.
you. Thank you. We
Well,
feel special.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Royce Massengill. I'm actually the host of a weekly podcast that comes on Mondays and Thursdays. Called Royce's Rant. As you shall see, I don't look like that right now, but that's what I look like when I'm, up and at 'em and stuff. But yeah, I run a podcast called Royce's Ranch, which specializes or talks about really just common issues, social issues, even some issues that are taboo to talk about, politics, sex, relationships, mental health, sexual abuse, all that jazz, man. But
All the
the whole thing is to give people a voice when they come on my show,
stuff.
and that's some things that a lot of people don't have. So it's a safe haven, no judgment, and we try to have fun and an understanding at the end of the show.
Right, great. It's a really good show. Actually, it's the first show that I've ever been on, right? And
Oh man,
so,
yeah, man. Yeah, she was our.
mhm,
I think you were our second guest, I believe.
mhm,
She was on
mhm.
episode 4, Jay's
Yeah,
Butter.
yes, yeah. So
Yes.
now, right. Thank you for having me on your show.
Yeah, well,
You ready
thank
to answer
you.
these questions about relationships? Like, you guys don't know this guy, but like, Royce loves talking about relationships. That's his
I
favorite.
do because I mess them up so much, and so I've got plenty of advice, of who I used to be, who I'm trying to be,
Oh my God.
and the lesson is in between the two. I try to give people the lessons on
Mhm,
what to do and what not to do, and I'm not ashamed about my flaws. So I think that's what um makes a lot of people continue to listen to me because I'm not
mhm.
really acting like I ain't done nothing in my life, and I'm not acting like I know everything. So
Right,
that
right.
kind of
I
relates
just
to
know what
everybody.
I did and what I'm not going to do again. Right.
Yes, there you go. And see, sometimes the things that I wasn't gonna do, I did again. So these are for the people that have done it again and again and again, and ready to stop and change their life. Yes,
Right, right. All right. So the first question, are you ready?
Yeah. Come
All
on with
right.
it.
So, question one is, what is one activity or accomplishment you're really proud of?
Man, this right here,
Really?
this podcast, because it was an idea about 7 years ago. Started off with a mixtape, and we were gonna turn it into a podcast, but I kind of lost my way for about a year or two before we even started this Roy's Rant thing. We were doing a lot of other projects in between that time, but when it came to this, this is my baby, man. Roy's Rant started Juneteenth of 2019,
Mm-hmm.
and it is my baby. It's actually a platform that I have consistently been doing. Probably
Okay.
one or two things I've been doing consistent in my life, and this is one of the things. So it's a great accomplishment for me.
Is
Started.
that different for you? You said that like you like have a non-consistent behavior or something pattern.
I have a non-consistent behavior on some things, and so for this show, as big
Mhm.
as it's trying to be, and the responsibility behind it, and the fact that myself along with my team has been consistent with it.
Mm.
It's letting me know I'm headed in the right direction. So I try to let that energy trickle down into other things that I'm not consistent in. And
Mm.
so it's been working. And
Yeah,
one of
that's
one of those
good.
things is communication. I've been trying to communicate better. I'm actually reading emails and sending the emails back. Can you believe that?
No, because I still struggle. Like I send one word answers sometimes when I respond to
But
emails.
but
Like it could be
you send great emails though when
oh,
you send them
thank
off. You
thank
know.
you. Okay. I'm trying to
Yeah.
be better too. Like because I'm not
Yeah.
consistent. Yeah. Thanks. Thanks. So you ready for the next question?
Yeah. Let's roll with it. Let's roll
All
with it.
right. So the next one says, "What is one benefit you enjoy from it?"
Oh, easy, like the people,
The people.
getting to know new people, people I've never met before. During this time of COVID-19, you really can't
Mm.
go out and see people directly. It's good to see them virtually, and I try to I just try to make it as direct as possible, make it a direct feeling as possible, even though it's virtual. But I still like getting to know people. I like to bring the
Mhm.
best out of them, even the worst out of them. Sometimes, we can all learn from it. But I just like intermingling with people,
You
man.
just like conversation.
Real conversation, man. Like this
Yeah.
is
I,
this right
well,
here.
then the third question really is, what does it cost you? Like, what does your accomplishment that you are really proud of, what does it cost you? Like, what is this costing you?
Um, time,
Mm,
time,
mm,
time, and doing stuff like this really because you have to have time, man. Like you have to dedicate a certain amount of time. Just like I work a full time job, so when I do this work here, I have to treat it like a part time job. Try to at least give it 4 hours a day. Even
right,
if I'm not doing the show, like I'm researching who I'm going to have on the show, what I'm going to talk about, things to increase the business, to increase the outreach of the show.
right.
So the cost is actually time. So
Do you
um,
find like that it's hard to have your full time job and then still be giving like 4 hours after you're done working to your business? Like, do you see like that maybe if it was the opposite, if you had a part time job that was paying you and you gave your full time to your
mhm.
business, that possibly it could be bigger than what it is.
Yeah, 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 it can get. I'm not gonna say that it's not hard. I'm not gonna sit and tell people it's the easiest thing in the world. No, it is hard because what I have learned in all the stuff that they say from the celebrities when they say like, "Oh, hard work and dedication, don't give up." It sounds cliche, but it really is true. And the only reason why I feel like I am is where I am right now is just because of the part time work that I put in.
Mm-hmm.
So, that drives me to make this a full time. So I'm looking at the results and what I did in 4 hours. And
Mm-hmm.
so now I'm gonna have to figure out, okay, what other sacrifices am I gonna have to make? Because eventually it's gonna come up to the point of losing more sleep, right?
Right.
And once you start losing more sleep and then you see the progression, you realize, okay, cool, this is slowly turning into a full time thing and it'll be the norm. So right now I'm at that threshold. I'm in purgatory right now. Like, I'm putting I'm putting in 12 hours a day, and what I do right now, I'm trying to get it up here to where when
Mhm.
it's a full time job, like it's gonna be easy. I can get up at 5:30 in the morning, like you.
Right, right. And then start your day. Like I was finished with my day at like 2:30 yesterday. So I was finished doing this and my
Mhm.
clients and everything at 2:30, and I had made a good amount of money
I feel
at
you, and
2:30.
and some
And I
chill
was
time,
like,
man.
dang. like I have the whole rest of the day to myself.
Exactly.
Yeah. So
Yes.
that's an interesting something for you to think about. You might need to start switching a
Mm.
little bit because you're putting too much time into somebody else's business rather
And
than
yeah, and this question right here you popped up. It's a good segue. Go ahead. Yeah.
how does it impact your relationship with your loved ones?
Yeah. Okay. I'll say how has it then for me
Yes.
because I tell you I was in a relationship uh when trying to build this platform or whatever and other things because outside the podcast we do music, film, videos, we produce and manage other artists. That impacted the relationship that I was in a couple of years ago. I met this young lady doing what I do,
Mm,
but once I got into the relationship,
hmm.
it's almost like she forgot what I was doing,
Right.
and I didn't say it took a lot of time from the relationship. I think it was just the fact that she was trying to understand the balance that I had to have, and I don't think she liked that balance. Even though it was
Right.
even, I think she was seeing more passion in what I was doing than I was in a relationship.
Right. You had more passion for Royce's Ranch situation. Well, what you were starting because you said it's your baby, right? Like, so you
Well,
were
yeah,
loving it like it was your baby,
my baby, because I ain't got no kids. She got
right?
kids,
You know what I'm saying? Okay, I get that. And
and
then she,
it was like, and I ain't trying to hold you up, because I like to talk and stuff.
I
That's
know,
something
no, no,
really
I'm
meaningful to
listening
me.
to you.
Um, with it was like a thing to. It's almost like sometimes in relationships, it's all good until like the man or the woman has a particular passion that the opposite gets confused with the level of relationship that you guys have,
Right.
and
Right.
it's different though. The passion is different because this is something of mine that I've created. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying? And me not having any kids or anything like that, I attached myself to my work
Mm-hmm.
pretty much, and all I've ever wanted was at that time was somebody that could support that because I mean, I wasn't gonna go anywhere, but doing that work, it was a lot of nagging. It was a lot of, oh, where you at? What you doing? Why you on Facebook? I'm like, well, this is how we operate.
Right. And I think people don't understand that. Like, I was telling somebody that I think the strenuous part of being a business or online presence is the communication you have to have on social media platforms because it makes it look like you're not paying other people attention, right? Because you post something and then now you're having to pay the people that are commenting on your post attention. Why?
Oh my gosh, yeah, like
Right. And you're like, I don't really want to do this part either. Like I just want people
right.
to engage in my show
I don't
and
want to see no. Who is that said good job? I'm like,
I don't even know.
I
I
don't know.
don't know.
I don't, I don't know. I can't change. I don't.
I'm
I.
sorry.
So
Yeah.
yeah, that's how it impacted my relationship, with the loved ones, and but as you see, I'm still here, and I don't think what I'm doing is going to throw away any potential relationships. You know what I'm saying? I just think that now being single and doing this, whatever or whoever is out there can
Hmm.
actually see, oh, okay, this guy is doing good at what he does. I see he's passionate about it. Hopefully, I can bring something to the table that'll match that and not take away. You
Right.
know what I'm
You
saying?
need a compliment to the situation and not, like it's just got to be an asset. Like it has to make sense, right?
Yeah, yeah. Maybe somebody like Candace Owens would understand me. That's a joke. That's a joke. That's a joke.
You can throw that out there,
Candace
right?
don't struggle. She gets ridiculed every day.
Yeah, she does bust her heart.
Yes,
She's misunderstood. Just misunderstood. So you ready for the next one?
I am.
It says, "Are you pursuing God's priority of loving one another
I am now. Shoot.
now?"
Yeah.
Why?
I didn't used to consciously think about that.
Mm,
I was a selfish type of person, you
mm,
know. And I didn't realize, this is for me personally. I had to learn that, I'm not as I'm not greater than the next person, but I'm not lesser.
mm-hmm,
And what I have learned like doing this show is that you really have to show genuine compassion and listening. And I've grown to love a lot of people that I didn't think that I would, love, and I mean that in God's way. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes we can get past prejudgment and stuff like that
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
people. But I realized doing this show, what's helped me a lot is listening to what they're saying, um, take into account, for certain keynotes and stuff, and really genuinely take it in. And naturally, it has. I've developed a love for a lot of people because I had a chance to listen to some of their concerns and topics that they may not talk about.
So the reality is that you can love people and still like not completely agree with them. You can
Yeah,
love people and still give them the ability to speak their truth without being judgmental.
yeah. Jesus did it.
Huh?
Jesus did it.
Yeah, but I'm
Jesus,
just saying like
I
that,
mean, we were talking all types of mess to him when he was on this earth, right?
right? And
And he
he
still
still
loved our asses, still loved us, and still died for us. Amen. That's my word for the day. It makes sense now, though, because we deal with it today. Haters everywhere
right,
you go, but you got to show them the love, man. You got to show them the light. Got to show them the way.
right. There you go. I like the way you ended that. That's good. Like,
See, you
so
know,
proud of you. You're on time. You stay on subject. Like
it's getting better and seeing out of everything that you put up there. That's everything I've tried to do, and this is the end result. Look at that.
You did great, for real. I'm really proud of you. So tell the listeners, because and I'm gonna start a watch party, what you have planned today and what's going on and what they need to be on the lookout for today. This is kind of
Okay.
important, right?
Yeah. Well, so today, you guys, as you guys get up, or the ones that are up already, I will be in Winchester, Tennessee, for the Board of Education final decision on the Franklin County Rebel mascot, the name, and the Dixie song that they play.
Okay.
So I'm gonna be there live. It starts at 6 p.m. I'll be there a little early, trying to set up, and I'll be able to enter the building.
Okay.
So you're gonna get a live feed directly from all the speakers and stuff, and then there'll be other some fellow vloggers are gonna be outside setting up a projector screen. So they're really gonna get involved. People are gonna be filling up the parking lots. Alumni's coming, and who knows else, guest people.
Wow.
People
So
are
it's
coming out
gonna
the
be
woodworks.
yes,
Yeah.
definitely, of
So
course, because it's
yeah.
the last day, right?
Yep.
It's the it. You know what I'm saying? Like it's the determination, like whether we get the yes or no, are we going to proceed? That's
Yep.
what today is. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So
So y'all make sure y'all tune in live on that, man. It's gonna be on the Royce's Rant page, and of course I always start a watch party. But yeah,
mhm.
tune in at 6 p.m. It's actually gonna be at the meeting. It's gonna be last on the agenda, so they're gonna go through some other school stuff.
Wow. Okay.
We're gonna keep it running, and I'll be commentating in between. I'm really gonna try some real news live stuff. So shout out to WTDT Radio for letting me use y'all's hotspot when I'm
Right.
off in there. So, but it's gonna be pretty interesting. Y'all might want to watch this because this is actually history. They
Yes.
kind of they kind of do this every 30 years on this thing. So they're
Yeah.
trying it again for the third time.
So we'll see how history prevails or what happens, right? Like I'm a little anxious to be honest to see
So
what
this is
the
pretty big.
results are because the
Yeah.
first it happened every 30 years and we still be at this point. It's kind of like whoa, right?
Yep.
So
I hope the energy continues too. Win, lose or draw. I hope
right.
they keep that same energy on progressing. Their community and enlightening them on history and progression. What's up?
To tie this in, like the thing with love and passion is whether you get a yes or no, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is do you have a passion for what you were fighting for in the first place, right?
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense? So you get the no. Do you proceed with what you wanted, the
Right.
desired results? You know what I'm
Like you said,
saying? And
the
so,
consistency and persistence. What you're talking
right,
about?
it's
Yeah.
the love that you have for what you believed in.
Yep, that right there. And that's what I'm hoping. That's what I'm
Mhm.
hoping to see at the end of the day. Win, lose, or draw. Even if you win, to me, I'm never really satisfied after that. You know what I mean?
No, it has to continue. We got
Hmm.
to continue. There's more
Definitely.
things, right?
Yes.
So, Royce, I really thank you for coming. I'm really shocked that you made it this early in the morning. I really am. And you answered the questions great. So, um, last words, like last advice to men, to women, to anybody, like in regards to love, relationships, and business. What do you got to say?
If I had to boil that all, if I had to bring that all in together, I would say, find out what you love. You know what I'm saying, and tackle that hard. Find out what you love and be consistent with what you give it. Be persistent in what you give it. Be genuine in what you give. And honestly, it sounds cliche, but don't give up. Please don't, because the moment that you do, that one day,
Mm-hmm.
or 1 or 2 days, you start like, oh, I don't feel like doing the damn. Feel like it's gonna, man, that habit is gonna bleed. It's gonna
Mm-hmm.
cover up the rest of your week. You're not gonna feel like doing nothing. You have to stay focused
Right.
on the mission in hand. I know it's hard out here. I know it's 2020. I know it's COVID and all that, but this is the best time actually to focus on yourself, focus on any business that you have or a job that you have if you're trying to get better at that. Give it
Right.
your all. It's gonna be a hard patch. It's a rough patch to get through, but once you get through that threshold, it's gonna be like second nature, y'all.
Right.
Real talk.
Where is God in that for you?
Man, lately, to be honest with you, it's been at the top of my list now.
All right.
I'm gonna
So,
keep it real, you know what I'm saying? Because I don't know, oof, man.
right.
The times that I had in between trying to get this together, I realized he was missing out of that piece. I really couldn't do this alone, without him. So I do thank him, even for waking me up this early. I appreciate it.
Oh,
You know what I'm saying?
right.
Gotta have him at the top of everything. You gotta be humble and know your place, on this earth, and be appreciative of what's given to you.
Yes.
You
Ooh,
know.
I like the way that ended. You
Mhm.
guys, hopefully you have been blessed and enlightened and understood that even from a male perspective, love is needed, God is needed, and you're needed, right?
Yes,
In
I
this
am.
situation.
I better be. Shit, I'm needy, y'all. Hello.
We all have value and we all have something to bring to this world.
This is
And
true.
make sure you check out his platform because he gives you the opportunity to voice that opinion. And so, thank you, Royce. I'm going to drop you out and
All
finish with
right.
the people. You can go back to bed.
All
And
right. Well, thank you. Now
thank
I'm
you.
up. Now I'm about to give me some breakfast.
Oh,
Thank you,
yeah, me
man.
too. I'm about to do this.
I appreciate it.
You're welcome. Bye. All right, you guys. I hope you thoroughly enjoyed that interview with Voices Rant. Again, I'm going to pull this up so you can see this is his podcast. I will drop his link in the comments whenever I get done, so I don't know how to do it while I'm working. You can reach out to him. You can show up on his show. He has a show on Mondays that he does. On Thursdays, it's another guy that has taken over, and he talks about more adult content. So you can choose what you want to listen to and participate, especially in Monday, because he really does give you the platform to speak your thoughts so that you don't lose your mind. That's one of his little hashtag situations. And anyways, I'm leaving right now because we are past our normal 15-minute mark. So just remember the first 15 minutes of your day is super important. How you start it is the way that the day will trickle. So you have to start it with things that are going to uplift you, that are going to give you the you need to start your day. So why not start with Jay's morning coffee? Because it's the best way to start your day, right? Love you guys.